Hi everybody, JT here. This video will be included all the toolpaths if you want to make a program for a 3-axis machine. I use to make all of those toolpaths pieces by pieces, but this one I want to make it so if you are new if you want to start from the beginning, this video will include everything from face mill, volume mill, dream, a whole tab, a whole treadmill, a whole and pocket and contour. So everything will be included in this video. So if you watch this as a newcomer to Gibbscam, you will be able to learn it and apply this to your job, and then you can make your program independently. It will be long, so let's get started and hang out with me here. Let's see. So uh, I model this one, right? And you can see here. Let me turn on the print. So this one basically had two down whole side, counter bar, tab 832, and one a quarter 20 tab also, and some pocket and slot here, right? All right, so I cut time by, I want to save time by create all the tool here, but it basically face mill and mill to finish outside and the pocket and the slot, and this end mill is finished. uh, the counter bar here, drill for 832, drill for a quarter 20. This drill is for quarter reamer hole, and this one for this 516, and this drill is for the counter bar, and this is the tab 832 tab. Alright, so if you don't know how to set up the tab tool, it's in here. To put in diameter, measure diameter of the tab, and put this uh, TPI in inches. If you do metric, you put it up here, 0.5, 1, something like that. This one is the reamer for this, and this one is the reamer for that. This is the thread mill. Um, you just get your caliber out and measure and put all this number in roughly. This is spot reel. This is the chamfer tool. So all of these two, as you can see, it's only this simple part, but it takes 14 tools already. All right, so that's the tool setup, right? The next one is the geometry. Let's draw the stock first, right? So as you can see here, this one will be how long it is. Let's measure the 8 inches long. Okay, so that 8 and 6, right? So the stock I draw is 8 1/4 and 6 1/4 because you want like an 8 per side bigger. So when you draw it out, you have a good outside finish. But oops, but I also draw it, and here I also make the solid model for it, just so when you render it, you can see it. Oh, it's a good habit to make your stock if you are new, so you know what your stock size is. So that is a stock, right? The next one is geometry. As you can see, I extract our geometry and dimension of these out so you can see it easily. And in here, I can this is the pocket. That's a countable, and that's the radius of the corner radius of that pocket. Okay, so that is the geometry, right? So let's make the program. First thing is you have to face it up. Oh, let me see the size of the stock. I think I make um little bit bigger. So the part is 1 inch. So I make the stock I have it 1.25, right? I leave it 50 up so I can clean up. So that where the face mill gonna come in and face that 50,000 up off. Okay, let's do this one aluminum 6500. I think that's good. That's a 3 inches, so we can do. Okay, first we have to do a face mill off. Okay, and leave 10,000 for the finish. 50 euro. Okay, if you select this and it doesn't show up, that means you have in stock, right? But usually you do shape because that the extract geometry from the stock model. Do it, right? And then next one is just okay, finish one, do it. Okay, so that is the face mill. Okay, after that, let's see, let's do the tap hole first. Okay, so we got the spot reel right here. Okay, aluminum, so let's do 1500. It depend on the tool, but let's say this is just the high speed tool. Some drilling. I think I make the tap is what's it 166, so let's do 172. Little bit so it have a chamfer. This number here depend on your tap size. Okay, I just put the tap size here is 166. That one I make a little bit bigger so you can see the chamfer. But if you measure the size of your the diameter of your tap, whatever number is, usually I add another 10 or 12,000, 10 or 15,000 in there, depend on how big of a chamfer you want. Alright, so that is the spot. Now is the real. Um, you can do pick out, I don't know, 18,000, well, something like that. X60. Okay, and you want to drill all the way through, right? Because this one, it's, the tap size is not, the tap depth is not through, but the reel, it should be through. So I reel 100 below that surface. Okay, the next one will be tap. We just have, now let's do 350 minus 0.5, give it the depth there. Okay, let's go back to the model and see. Okay, so this is tap, tap all the way through 1 inches, but because of uh, the tap may not be all the way, so you might have to hand tap it all the way too. But let's say if the engineer or whoever wrote this model need only half in down and then I did the half in right there. But I think you know what. I'm saying here. Alright, so next one, let's do a drill for this three tap hole, right? Same 10, a quarter 20, so it should be 60. The drill with 201, be 1500. Delete that tab because we only need to drill. I only drill this, I don't tap this because I want to show you the thread mill. Okay, so that's okay. Let's move on to the next one would be Dreamer, right? Okay, Dreamer 250, so I do Dreamer 260, good enough, right? And then this is the reel for that. Okay, so that is the drill, right? And also do the dream in here as well. 250 dream. Okay, with the dream you want to fit in and fit out. Okay, then let's do 12, 8, I mean minus. Okay, I am doing fit and speed, kind of slow just to, show you. But whatever you do, whatever your tool manufacturer recommend, you should do it accordingly to their data. Okay, next one will be this one. Okay, real for that it is. Okay, and then the dreamer for that is this. Yeah. Okay, and that is all right. So let's render this one first, so you can see so far what have you done. What you have done so far. So all right. So as you can see there, this one not all the way through because we leave some 200 down here for the from the start, so you don't see it all the way through yet. But as you can see the number when I put it there, it should be all the way through. Okay, next one is drill this for hole, right? So that's a 266, 270, okay. And this is the drill. Just something like that will be fine. Okay, all the way through. Delete this one. And that will be in different workgroup. As you can see, I make two workgroup because sometimes when I have a lot of geometry, I don't keep all in one workgroup, so it kind of crowded. Okay, so render again so you can see it. Alright, so all the real whole tab, A32 tab is done, all the dreamer hole is done. Okay, but as you can see here, when you do this, all the spot reel it's going to be like gender 2 a lot. So what I do is after I finish all this, I move all this spot reel to one play. So you select each of these spot reel, then you move it down there. So that all the spot reel gonna do first, and everything else will do after that. Just so the spot reel doesn't change every time it do a spot reel. Okay, next one, let's finish it counter ball, which is I set up a 252 rough. This one I would do obsessed, right? Do 8,000, 45, 45, okay. So the step over, it depends on how deep you want to go, or if you want all the way through or two step. Let's see, I think this is half in deep, so let's do, like if you do two step, that means you can make the uh, step over a little bit big, but let's say if you want to go all the way on one, step, then you do, a little bit smaller. Usually I do that because it's rough, so leave it a little bit of stock so you have the finished pass to go. Okay, 545, that's pretty deep. But like I say, if you have a good tool, you stick it out short, you can just do one, pass, it will go all the way down there. Then I drag another one down, and this one will be finished, right? Finished. Give it some radius, so and then one spring pass, so it clean out, so it look nice, and then you select geometry and do it. Okay, so far so good, right? Okay, all right. Next one is let's do the treadmill, so I can show you. Okay, treadmill. Okay, select thread, right? Speed with aluminum, let's do 6,000. I think that's good enough. Okay. So in here, there's some option. You decide which one to use. You want to go from bottom up. Of course, this one is going to be right hand, right? So you want to go from the bottom or you want to go from the top, right? This one you need to fill it out here. Finite cut diameter. So this is the pitch diameter. And if you watch my old video, I'll talk about making a treadmill for millimeter and inches, metric and inches. So if you want a little bit more clarify, you can uh, look for that video, search for that video and watch it. But with this a quarter 20, the pitch diameter, you can Google it, or you can the best way to use the machinist handbook. But I think it's about 216. Material 201, 201. Clearance. So clearance diameter just something smaller than this. So the treadmill go in there too, to go try to go in the center for this, set up. Everything else should be automatic, like default. And you should put cut the comb on because sometimes when the treadmill you make it's not gonna be dry the first time. So you have to put the cut the comb on so you can offset on the machine control, and I go half in down, right? TPI, that's a quarter 20, thread per inch. And you just put here, this one will calculate by itself. And of course, this is ID, so you have to make sure all this information look through it and see which one you're supposed to change. This one is usually I don't change it in, but OD or ID, bottom or top, pitch, diameter, width, per inch. Fill all these out and then you just select the geometry, right? You can see here, it looks something like that. But here the thing, usually I don't, do just one pass and finish like this, right? So what I usually do is I add, or not add, but minus 5,000. So it kind of rough first, right? And then finish after spring pass 0, and that is so that like a rough, and this is a finish, right? And this finish is, like I have a spring pass here. You might have to do one or two spring pass depending on what or how it look, but that's what I usually do. All right, so that should be all for that treadmill there. Okay, right. So the next one we will do volume mill to rub the pocket and slot down, right? 3/8 flat end mill, volume mill. Okay, 8,000. That's good enough. 50. You want to leave a little bit stock on the Z so you can go back and finish it. Depth, half inch. Okay. Okay, so fill all of these out and then down here you have to check this. Sometimes this one is like 150, 250, something like that. So it's kind of fast. So usually I do, close to this. So when he lick down, it's not too fast. And plunge angle, it's usually 3 or 5 degrees will be good. Okay, and sometime when you see this one a little bit big number here, I'll show you why. Okay, as you can see, when you see this number big, the tool doesn't have room to go all the way in here, right? So you have to adjust this one a little bit down so it can go all the way in. You can see that, right? So that's it rough. And also since we here we might have to do volume mill out here as well. Out here then we don't have to do the Z. But that one is because the depth of this part is 1 inches and I go all the way down. Okay. And rough, this one may not work. Yep, it's not gonna work because it's too small. So we are going to do a different way for that. Okay, so that are the rough outside, rough the pocket. Now let's do finish. Uh, finish the pocket first. If you don't want to plunge it too fast, you can do it a little bit slow. Everything 0, 1 spring pass. And there you have it. That's the finish for that pocket, right? Okay, now finish the outside will be contour. So 0. If you overlap, you can do overlap. one spring pass minus 1.1. Okay, so that 10 good. Let's do on this side. Okay, so that's all of those will be finished everything except this slot, right? So now we need to rough that slot out and finish. I will use the same contour, but it will be rammed down because it doesn't have room enough to do volume mill. So this is what I do. Same of this. Okay, this one a little bit smaller. So let's have it. You do 20,000. Give it some material to finish. 0.202. Okay, this is what I usually do, right? Ram down. Okay. So what it does, it just the two pass continuously, two pass ram down, and each step is about 15,000 to rough all this one out, right? You can see there. So it go in, go around, and then go out and up. So the two, touch the material, mill the material out, consistently. Okay. Next one will be finished. You can do pocket art. Since we here, you can do that at the finish two pass. 1, okay, 1 inches. Okay, so just do two step down. Okay, and that should be done for the part, right? So let's render it and see how it looks. Yeah, this one a little bit slow because of that ramp in two pass. Kind of slow rendering, huh? Okay, white render, I want to talk about chamfer, right? As you can see, when you finish this part up, this will be, sharp edge and maybe burr somewhere over here all along it. So even though the model doesn't have any chamfer except this one, but I don't think it matter much with the chamfer size. So what I do is always chamfer, right? Whatever you finish there, you should chamfer it so it look nicer when the part done. About 10,000, I think it's good. Yeah. So this is a for the 250. So the maximum depth can be 125 and 8. But usually I do about 100 now. Therefore, I can clean all this stuff out easy. So that will be chamfer for that. Okay. Okay, make sure the blue selected circle inside. Okay, so you don't cut from the outside, and this is, should be the last one. You see this one go inside, you have to select outside and go that way. So you can see all of those chamfer will give you a clean, part. Every thing that should have a chamfer there, so it should look better nice. Alright, so even see tab or I still have some chamfer, threadmill have some chamfer too. So well, as you can see, this video will show you do everything, and you should have this step or this procedure, this two pass. You do it. You run if you run on a 3-axis machine, and you probably see this feature every time. Like me, I you know fade, rough, volume mill, slot, counter ball, counter sink, treadmill, tab, rimmer. I do this every day. So if you know you watch until now, you will be able to make your own program. Nobody need to train you or teach you. The only thing I'm asking you is to look closely on fit and speed, because every tool manufacturer will be different. I mean, if you have a good tool, if you have full spindle coolant, you don't even need to pack. So it should go all the way down through it. So, all right. So hope you guys learned something here with me, and hope you guys like my video. And if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, make sure you do click that subscribe, hit the notification button, turn on notification, so when I release new video you can see it. Alright, so the next, I think this video was long already, so the next video I'll do a second off on the back and finish the part, and after that will be like 4-axis and 5-axis, so stay tuned. Alright, thank you for watching, and see you guys next time. Goodbye now.